Our government doesn't need to prove that you've done anything wrong. They just need to prove that they're afraid of what you might do. Under the newly proposed Bill C-63, the so-called Online Harms Act, any Canadian can now be put under house arrest with an ankle bracelet to monitor their every movement if they are convicted of a pre-crime. If a citizen, any citizen in the country, accuses you of being likely, they believe you are likely to post something hateful in the future, 10 unelected bureaucrats and an ombudsman can force you under house arrest and to wear an ankle bracelet if they believe you are likely to state a hate crime, post a meme that is allegedly hateful in the future. This is Orwell with a maple leaf to a T. And they don't need to jail everybody or put everybody under house arrest. It's what they're going to do is they'll do the same thing as they're doing in the UK. They'll put under house arrest just a few loud voices who are critical of the Liberal Party to scare everybody else from posting their true feelings. This is Orwell on steroids, and it must be stopped. This is the final step. If Bill C-63, the Online Harms Act, passes in Canada, our freedom of speech is done for. They already ban accounts. I've had 2 accounts banned. I know many conservative commentators who have had their accounts banned for voicing opinions that are incredibly tame, much less than what you hear coming out of loudspeakers on Canadian streets with police escorts on a daily basis for the past 2 years. Banned, unable to speak your mind. If this passes, it is the end of free speech in Canada. Conservative commentators, those who criticize the government, will be put under house arrest. They will be jailed by this government. That is exactly what this law gives them. It's like living in the USSR during Stalin's reign. People will be scared shitless to voice their mind, and that's going to be enough to silence people. Our ancestors did not fight and die in world wars for us to give up our freedom of speech to a creepy authoritarian like Mark Carney. Guy's a creep. He doesn't think that we should be allowed to criticize him and his horrific policies. Between him and Trudeau, they've done absolutely everything they can to destroy this country in the past 10 years. Say no to Bill C-63. On top of the house arrest, the threat of house arrest for pre-crimes, you can be thrown in jail for the rest of your life for so-called incitement to genocide. We know exactly who they're going to be going after with those laws. And if you criticize immigration, you're not happy with the fact they've allowed 8 million people in the country in the past decade, you're going to be told to shut your mouth or you're thrown in jail. You want to criticize any of these guys' insane ESG policies, shut your mouth or you're going to be thrown in jail. This is not a test. This is the end of free speech in Canada. If Bill C-63, the so-called Online Harms Act, which they're trying to cloak in protecting children, it has absolutely nothing to do with protecting children. It's about permanently silencing voices that are critical of our authoritarian government. This is the full transition, the completion of the full transition from Canada into a Russian or Chinese style dictatorship. Our government is already picking up a lot of their tactics from the Chinese. This is the final straw. The time to stand and fight is now. If you're interested in supporting, hit the link in my bio, donate. I'm going to be setting up rallies specifically speaking about the dangers of Bill C-63 and how it will be the end of free speech in Canada on Parliament Hill in the beginning of September. Grab some gear because it's now or never to make our voices heard. If we don't actually physically get out in the streets and make our voices heard, you bet your bet last dollar they are going to pass this bill and we will be silenced and we will be attacked and people will be placed under house arrest for the threat of something they may say in the future. It's Orwell on steroids. Canadians need to stand up now and say hell no.